I just met this gentleman. He's going to be performing tomorrow at Delirious Comedy Club, tomorrow through Thursday. Wait, tomorrow through Thursday? Tomorrow through Sunday. I typed that wrong. It's a new location downtown, Hennessy's Tavern on Fremont Street. It's Keith Lyle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Keith.
Keith, sorry about it. I'm like, he's performing today through Thursday.
Maybe it's the keto diet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I need some sugar.
That or maybe you should just say Pittsburgh.
No, I'm not allowed to say, Keith, I can't say. I saw you. Keith, you came into the chat while he's standing over there and typed in all caps the P word, trying to get me. Here, pull the mic. Pull the mic a little closer to you. There you go. Okay. Just pull it to you. You can pull the whole big thing there. Anyway, Keith, we've never met, and we were talking Chicago sports. We were talking sports. And thank you for coming on the show. Bob Zaney and Aaron O'Connor. Bob Zaney recommended me, said Keith's a funny guy. And thanks. You've had quite an impressive Vegas run here, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I originally, I've been here since 94. I moved here. I was on a basketball scholarship for UNLV.
Wait, why are we...
I didn't play. I just wrote all their papers.
Okay. And how were their grades?
They were very good. Sean Marion owes me, by the way.
The Matrix?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That money, Sean. Hysterical.
He did, yeah. I took some tests, too, mostly urine. The
they passed those?
Keon Clark, yes.
Okay.
Thank
I remember him.
Yeah, big tall guy, yeah. And it was the way I paid my way through school, was working in the casinos as a dealer. So,
and you were dealing blackjack?
Blackjack, craps, roulette, the whole thing. And when I graduated school, the first job as a communications major is no money. So I was like, well, I'm already working on the strip, making, 35, 40 grand a year. How am I going to leave that? And I just stuck with it. And then one day I was working in the casino, and the player said, you're funnier than the guy we paid big money for last night.
Okay.
I was like, really? So one thing led to another. I started trying to do open mics, and then...
Oh, come on.
Boom. I took some classes at Second City, Las Vegas.
Right.
And got an agent, and then hit the Hangover, and the rest is history, yeah.
Now, and by the way, the man who told him he was funnier... Jerry Tarkanian. Is that a true story?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah, Jerry.
So, tell us about the Hangover. Now, I know I think we have a clip of it. Ryan, you're going to show it as a little B-roll, or is there audio on it? Do you want to show it now?
I mean, it's just a little music.
Okay, just a little music here. Here we go. The Hangover we've all seen a million times. I've seen The Hangover 2 a million times. The Hangover 3, not a million times. There he is, Keith Lyle.
Yes.
Bam!
Look at that. Sprayed in hair and giant forehead.
And he's
right.
He's crushing numbers.
My real hands.
Only 10,000.
Change only 10,000,
there
baby.
There you go. There it is.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people might know this already, but residuals kick in, and the more money a movie makes, and you had to have done pretty well from that.
I got 4 lines. I get residual checks 3-4 times a year, and I spend it at that bar right over there.
Yeah, right there. Debbie! Debbie's the bar manager.
Line them up.
No, I mean, that's going to be money coming in for a long time.
For a long time. The first year, I think... I made like 14 or 15 grand. It was like ridiculous. And
for nothing.
For 4 days of work.
Yeah.
And they were just milking the clock because they had a budget. They had to spend a budget. I mean, it was amazing.
So what was it like being on set?
Bradley Cooper. They said it was the most laid back set they'd ever been on. That my hair and makeup lady had done Dreamgirls.
Oh, wow.
And so she was like Beyonce's yelling at
Eddie Murphy,
Jennifer Hudson. Eddie Murphy's going through divorce. He's yelling on the phone. They say action, and he's on like that. Jamie Foxx, she said it was like everything was so uptight, and she said this is the most. She said, "I'm sorry, this is your first film because nothing will measure up to this."
Right.
And she was right. It was great. It was fantastic. All the guys were wonderfully nice. I got to, the money in that scene is real, and I was pranking the prop guy. I was hiding the hundreds. One of the producers was playing. It was filmed at the Riviera.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay,
yeah, and it was live casino. So there was a guy yelling through the whole thing. His roulette numbers. They paid him to shut him up.
Which he put right back on the table.
Absolutely, yeah. 17. They're like, shut up. You want to be in the movie? And one of the producers was playing blackjack, and Bradley Cooper and I were watching him play, and I was giving him the basic strategy. Do this, do this. And he was up pretty good. He was playing $25, $50. I was explaining this is how you do it. We went to shoot something, and I come back. He's got nothing. I go, what happened? He goes, no one was here to help. Me and Bradley just look at each other.
the lessons didn't sink in.
And let me tell you how cool Bradley Cooper was. My wife I got her on as an extra, and
cool.
we sat next to him at a dinner, and he did not hit on her, and I thought that was really nice.
And that's good for you.
Who
because
could say no?
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to go.
I would have.
I get it. Yeah, honey, I get it. Go for it.
Come to my trailer, buddy. You know.
And in that scene, obviously, Zach Galifianakis. Now, a lot of people didn't know who Zach was before that movie, but I mean, I had known him from the stand-up circuit. He's great.
I knew him from stand-up.
Okay.
I had just seen his Live at Purple Onion, which, by the way, was the first Netflix comedy special.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was the first one they did, and I was just starting to get into stand-up.
Okay.
I was doing improv. I was just starting to get into stand-up, and he would sit at lunch and tell me like just different things, how to get up anytime you can, how bad the open. He had done an open mic here a couple years earlier. He had already been Zach Galifianakis, and the guy running the mic had no idea who he was. It was. He said it's going to be terrible, but you have to do it. And he went through everything with me and introduced me to Brody Stevens, and we did the whole. Yeah. So I mean, it couldn't have been better. 8 years later, I'm being a stand-in for Jonah Hill in the movie War Dogs.
Oh, I love that. Miles Teller is they're
Miles
selling
Teller.
the nuclear arms. Yeah.
Yes. Bradley Cooper sees me and introduces himself to me. He goes, "I know you, don't I?" Come on. And I'm like, "Yeah, I was a dealer in Hangover." He goes, "Oh my God, it's good to see you. How you been?" He says, "Are you going to be here tomorrow? I'll catch up with you." And the next day, he hung out with me for 20 minutes catching up.
Come on.
It was amazing. Yeah, and it was same director. So
there's no reasons to hate Bradley Cooper.
no, he's the nice. I mean, he had no entourage, nothing.
Oh wow.
He was just the nicest.
It's
nicest guy.
nice that he remembered you, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I hit on your wife."
You look familiar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could have been with your wife. She was the blonde lady. Yeah.
So what was Jonah Hill? So you stood in for Jonah Hill.
So I did that twice.
That's
I did
shot here too. I don't remember. Was there
a
Vegas
couple of
scenes?
days were here, and I stood in for Jonah Hill and Get Him to the Greek, which was 6 days.
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite movies.
That movie was so good.
So
What they
underrated.
shot and what they aired were two different things, because the stuff we shot here was like 6 days, and it was a lot of P. Diddy. And P. Diddy is funny.
He was great in that movie.
He is
really
so funny. He improvised a scene where he's like, all you got to do is get this guy to the Greek theater. I had to get James Brown to the
Apollo.
The Apollo. And it's like, really? The Apollo? He goes, yeah, but he was in Detroit with white women. Like, what? Yeah, he had 2 white women. And this is Diddy telling the story. And he's like, well, how did you do that? He goes, I had a whole bunch of the beer he liked and some salad dressing for his hair. It was like, what? And then the cut, and then he goes, that's a real story. Like, James Brown was telling me, like, in order for them to get him to leave Detroit to go do this show at the Apollo, they had to give him, more white
Some
women.
ladies.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's how I got this job too, by the way. Yeah.
White women?
Yeah. Diddy is so funny in that movie when he's running down the strip. Have you ever seen Get Him to the Greek? Anybody back there? Yeah. Oh, hysterical movie. So underrated. The music's good too. The Russell Brand songs are actually good. But that starts out with the African child, and what's her name? Rose Byrne.
The girl.
Yeah, Byrne.
She was in Mad Men.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great.
Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne. Yeah, she was also in Bridesmaids. She plays Russell Brand's ex. Anyway, the movie's hysterical.
Byrne, yes.
The scene where they take mushrooms or whatever they do and the fuzzy wall and all that. That scene and the fire, it's one of the fun. I remember being in the theater laughing my ass off at that. Can I save that? I say laughing. We are on the sports book.
Okay.
I just said laughing. Can I say that?
Well, if we were in the race book, it'd be different.
It'd be fine.
This is the one thing I like about this sports book is they separate the race degenerates from the sports degenerates.
Yeah, we know what we're doing here.
So you don't have to hear them yelling, "Go to the whip, Jose!" every race. Yeah. Oh God.
But Jonah Hill, I mean, did you get to talk with him a little bit? He's no Bradley Cooper.
No. Okay. He's kind of a method kind of guy. So when he's in character, he kind of wants to do his thing and be that guy. So that was it. But Russell Brand was awesome.
Oh, cool.
It was right at the start of when I just started on Twitter, and I got him to tweet. He tweeted my handle. And next thing you know, I got like 80,000 followers.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, do you mind if I tweet a picture of your boot and stuff? He goes, just understand that these people are really, really big fans.
Wow.
And I was tweeting at them and giving them all this. And I still have like a bunch of followers.
Such a funny movie, man. God,
Yeah.
I remember them running down the street.
Yeah, well, that was a weird scene because Diddy had like all these bodyguards, like big Hispanic bodyguards with him. I'm like, this guy, big timing with these bodyguards. But people come up to him on the street and hand him like mixed CDs.
Oh my God, that's why.
So yeah, and you got to remember, like, this is where Tupac was shot, and he was in the car with Biggie.
That's true.
So him out on the street at 4 a.m. when we're shooting this thing, I'd be a little nervous too.
By the way, he's also in the movie Made, which is a very underrated Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau movie.
Yeah.
Where he plays kind of the same role, but he's great.
It's weird that both those guys, P. Diddy and Russell, are having issues with things that they may have done, and I saw nothing.
Okay, that's good to hear.
I saw absolutely nothing. Russell had a girlfriend. I think it was his assistant or hair something. P. Diddy had, he had the guy doing his social media. There was nothing going on.
Okay, good to know.
So
now, let's just talk about you being at the club this week. Yeah. Now, it just moved locations, right?
Yeah, it moved. It's this club was in the downtown Grand for a while, and then they lost their lease, and they went into. We were at a nightclub for a minute, and now we're at Hennessy's downtown. And for the viewers here on Punchlines, if they go to delirious.com, get their tickets, and type in the checkout opening, they'll get in free this weekend.
Just type the word opening.
Opening. At the checkout, you'll get in free this
weekend. Free tickets to a
weekend.
comedy club this weekend. You got to do it.
Downtown. If you're in town, March Madness, we'll drink your losers away.
And who are you working with?
Headliners Don Barnhart.
Oh, okay. This is the guy. We're gonna hopefully we're gonna have Don on the show in a week or two. But literally, when I contacted him, he's like, "I'm hanging lights. We're opening in 2 days. I'll hit you up next week, man. Can't wait." So
he's a very hands-on guy. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, tremendous job, Keith. Very, very funny. You're welcome to come back anytime. And who are you rooting for in the in March Madness here?
I would say Pittsburgh, but they're not in it. I think Auburn's going to make a run. I like Bruce Pearlstein this year. It might be.
I liked Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
It might be his
Alex
time. And I also think that, believe it or not, Gonzaga. All these years they've been a number 1, number 2 seed. Now they're number 5.
No one's talking about
with no one on their team. They may just skate right through, and you can't look past the Japanese Steph Curry and Nebraska.
Okay, now I'm gonna I love him. I love this guy. I've been watching highlights. I was watching highlights with sound off. I'm at home. I'm working. I see a red and white uniform. I'm like, he's on NC State. So I realize I have Nebraska.
Right.
I have Nebraska. Inadvertently, I get that guy who's awesome.
That's why you're the favorite, Frank.
That's why
you're the favorite.
2-1, baby. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Keith, tremendous job. And we'll be back with the one and only from my hometown that I'm not allowed to say the name or
Pittsburgh?
I'll get fined. He can say it. That doesn't cost me $5.
2 tickets to Pittsburgh.
It's an Eddie Money song. We'll be right back with Chris Andrews as well.